I traded in the truck. There's my new ride. Oh, that's what I'm doing today. Over and over and over again, make a nice surface for my local community. Could be worse. Apparently, it's essentially a old 90s half-ton Chevy under there, so cool. Alright, I'm going to use a lot of engine designations in this video. For those that don't already know, these cars came with a 3.8 liter V6, okay? There's 4 versions of this engine that could be in these cars. From 1997 to 2003, they came with a Series 2, so the second generation of this 3.8 liter V6. The naturally aspirated, so not forced induction, not supercharged version, was called the L36, okay? The supercharged version was called the L67. Both of them are cable operated as far as the throttle body goes. And on the supercharged version, they have a Gen 3 Eaton M90 supercharger. As far as the naturally aspirated one, the upper intake manifold is plastic. Then you go to 2004. There's some debate because there's some hybridization in there with part availability, but from 2004 to the end of the Grand Prix, they had a Series 3 engine in it, so the third gen. The naturally aspirated, so non-supercharged version was called an L26. That's what my car came with. Electronic throttle and a so the throttle is controlled by a little motor, and the upper intake is aluminum, not plastic anymore. The supercharged version, same thing, electronic throttle, and it comes with a Gen 5 Eaton M90 supercharger. So that's what you kind of have to worry about with these guys as far as telling them apart, and what I'm going to be talking about is that an L36 and L67 are the older Gen 2 3.8s, and the newer versions, the third generation of 3.8s are the L26 and L32. All right, got it? G'day, 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 as the locals might say. Well, starting off my evening shift, as it were. Doing a quick go through, making sure everything's good here. But yeah, it's still winter. It's still cold. I don't know when this stuff's gonna end. Hopefully soon, because there's a lot of projects that I want to get done, get going on. But yeah, so I've been doing, I'd say some research, but it's a gross understatement, into what I want to do with the Grand Prix. Contacted some people, mostly ZZP and that, because let's face it, forums, I guess, are defunct. It's all Facebook and whatnot. And, well, to be quite honest and frank, it's just as bad as the forum days where it's who can you trust. Obviously, companies like ZZP, Intense Racing, all that, they've been around for God knows how long. Well, since W body stuff really began. So, yeah, so they've been around for a while. They know what's up. They know how to make these things run and run good. I've got it down to basically 2 possible builds. Either way, transmission's a weak point, and it's going to need at least, there's already going to need a refresh because it has 275,000 kilometers on it. It's like 170,000 miles, something like that. But either way, it was gonna need some love, which is fine. That's cool. But that's definitely, either way, it's gonna need at least some help getting stronger, because I plan on putting down at least a little bit of power. Option one is an NA build. So this car's got a L26 from the factory, which is the Series 3 NA, which has the weakest rods of the bunch. Well, I shouldn't say weak rods. They aren't. They're actually very, very, very strong. But nothing's free. Get that strength, they have to be very brittle. You knock once, you don't knock again. There's no bending, there's no twisting, there's no forgiveness. It's snap like a toothpick, a million pieces. So the rods are actually very strong. They just are completely unforgiving, and it makes it terrible for a lot of things, especially boost. Alright, back again. So, yeah, L26 rods, no good for boost. Nice and brittle. But that being said, I could do an NA build, which, although it doesn't yield the biggest power gains, because, let's face it, boost is king, and the fact that even the factory went boost to make any kind of power out of it, really, aka this factory supercharger. The big thing is, it's unique. Sounds awesome with the GT2 cam. And given some gearing, like change the final drive gears, and a good torque converter with a high stall, I think it'd be real snappy, which, that's fun. I'm not going to a racetrack, I'm not going to be drag racing really. It's going to be a lot of cruising on back roads, and I guess be what, 55-mile-an-hour highways? I'm in Canada, sorry, I know kilometers an hour, so it's like 80-kilometer-an-hour highways. And freeways, I guess you guys call them in the States, but whatever. 100-kilometer, 60-kilometer-an-hour stretches, stuff like that. Lots of cruising that. And we have a road course here that once you get certified to drive on, you can drive for non-competitive track days. So you can just sort of push your car a little bit, just have fun yourself. You're not actually racing against anybody, you're not trying to beat any time other than maybe your own, and even then, don't be tearing your car up over it. It's for fun. So yeah, that's what the car's going to be used for. So, having the NA set up, it's easier to do, be real snappy, be different, and probably alright for that kind of racing, that kind of use. Now, that all being said, where did my stuff go? It's all been moved. That's fun. Anyways, yeah, that all being said, there's something about boost, and on these things especially, turbos are they're more efficient. They are. And on these things, these motors, the whole thing starts sounding a lot like a TJZ. Which, for those who don't know, that's what's in a Supra. I'll wait while you go and look up some exhaust videos. Sounds good for a 6. Real good. So, you got that going. Then go ahead and listen to Superchargers. That whine. There's something, I got a sweet spot for that. Very, very big soft spot for it. And I happen to find somebody local who's also into Grand Prix, who has a couple L67 parts hanging around. As you see, the L67 is the older supercharged version. Now there's some problems with trying to put that into a Series 3, but since nobody in over a 4-hour radius of me has or seems to have any L32 parts, which are the Series 3 supercharged ones, the stuff that would bolt right onto mine with no modification, help, whatever, just click, go. Um, hmm. He's willing to part with stuff for really cheap. And he's got video and proof and such that it was running good when it was dismantled. So, I could do a top swap. For really cheap. And as soon as you do a top swap, you're up about 50, 60 horse off of what you were doing naturally aspirated. Toss on going down a smaller pulley size, doing a supercharged cam. It's going to sound real good, perform real good, and hopefully be around like 300 wheel. Whereas right now, well, not right now, because like I said, this one has 270 some odd thousand kilometers on it. It's tired. But when it rolled off factory, it had probably give or take 160 wheel. So building it to 300 wheel, that's I'm doubling more or less the horsepower out of the thing. That's huge. So those are sort of my two options that I see. Either way, I'm digging into the motor to put a cam in. It's really, it's no more work to do either or. It's just which one do I want to do that's going to actually fit what I want more. Obviously, top swap's a little more expensive. You've got the potential to grow more with it, but you also have the potential as you put more power down, make more problems, break more stuff. The NA is unique because everybody goes boost with these. NA is unique, but I mean, having a fully built car that's putting down 200 horse at the wheels, I mean, it's basically going to be running what a stock supercharged version of the car did back when it was new, which was all right. Like they were spirited, but it's not what you would call fast. You can get the supercharged and turboed stuff to be fast. So it kind of depends how much can I set aside my pride and my more is better, I want more power, and how much can I do what actually will fit what I want to do with the car. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Still undecided on which way I'll actually go. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And hopefully, very soon, hopefully, this winter goes away and I can start doing work on this thing. I've already got a fender, rocker panel, and all that lined up to fix the body so that what little rust there is gone. And yeah, after that, it's brakes, suspension, get it safetied on the road. Should be a nice little corner carver compared to what it is now. By the time that's done, and then while it's on the road, I'm going to try and build up a separate L26 motor that's got low miles on it. Whether I do a top swap on that or just leave it NA again, we'll see. Let me know what you think. And I'll get a separate trans and get that built up too, so that way it's I can have fun on back roads and whatnot with the car as is. And then when it's ready for its heart transplant, have it off the road for hopefully no more than like a 3-day weekend, something like that. I know I'm ambitious, but we'll see. And we can go from there. Alright guys, take it easy. We'll talk to you soon.